obviously you run Jared out of the shotgun and under center. You mix it up with him quite a bit. I'm curious as to what you think the output, the difference is, in terms of his numbers, the way he's throwing the ball at that versus you guys running it, and what ultimately makes your determination of whether you're going to put more in the shotgun or more under center.
Yeah, I think we'll always be balanced in that regard. I think it's I think there's certain parts of your run game that are better underneath center rather than the shotgun. I think there's certain play action passes that are better underneath center rather than the shotgun as well. I think there's certain things we like to do under center that, when you're under center, you never have to take your eyes off the configuration of the secondary. You never have to have that moment or two where you have to have your eyes come down like in the shotgun. So I think there's certain things that the quarterbacks are more comfortable having their eyes down the field the entire time, A, and then B, also there's a lot of times those quarterbacks, they want the ball in their hands right now rather than waiting. When you're underneath center, obviously you have it immediately in your hands. You have the laces already shaped in your hands, and you're able to make some quick throws out of that way. So there's benefits from being under center, and there's certainly benefits from being in the shotgun. We will always continually evaluate what we're doing out of both from a standpoint of a self-scout situation, but certainly we think Jaron and the coach said that we think all of our quarterbacks are very capable. Plus, I think there's a timing mechanism that gets lost in the shotgun that is good underneath center. I think all young quarterbacks should have to learn how to play underneath center. I think it develops timing and rhythm. It teaches you about drops, starts of drops, ends of drops, how to get out of your transition from the back part of your drop and start to push forward in the pocket. So certainly I think there's benefits of both, and we'll continue to evaluate both and do both, but I do think Jaron's doing a nice job in both categories.
And I know there's a balance between protecting the football and being aggressive at times. It seems like Jaron's done a nice job of protecting the football. Do you feel like maybe the next step for him is to maybe be slightly more aggressive, or how do you feel like he's done?
No, I think he's done a good job. In our pass game, the problem was like the first play of the game, Jaron did a great job. We had a 40-yard play to Will Mallory. He got hit on the play. Left tackle got beat, and he stood in there and made a down the field throw while getting hit. A little later in the game, he threw the ball downfield to Jeff Thomas. He got hit again. Then right before half, he got hit a couple more times very quickly and drop back passes. You know what I'm saying? So I think like this pass game, for example, we got a little bit more, less aggressive with our down the field stuff just because, we were trying to coach the game to win the game, and we were having a tough time at the line of scrimmage. And so we didn't want Jaron back there holding the ball, trying to throw the ball downfield a whole lot, if you will, you know what I mean? So we ran a lot more max protected type things in the second half. Thinking about getting the ball out quickly, we thought there were some things we could get there. So, I think Jaron's doing a nice job as far as that. He did force one ball down the field. I wish he would have taken the underneath throw on a third down. They rolled the one high. He didn't see the rotation. Again, one of the disadvantages from being under center. From being in the gun. He was in the gun. He missed the rotation, and he forced the ball down the middle of the field, and we had a shallow cross open. If we would have dumped it, we would have got a first down on that particular drive. So again, I'm not being critical of him, but I do think he's done a good job of taking what the defense has given him, and certainly, obviously, we can't spend the whole game trying to throw bombs down the field, but certainly we would love to be able to say we're doing it a little bit more. But we've got, again, get in the right situation, the right environment, and be in the right type of game in order to do that.
Dan, after the submission game, Brevin said just about offensive struggles. It's going to be like those are little things that we fix. Oh, it's still little things. It's still little things. Can you explain a little bit more what those little things are that the offense can fix in order to be more efficient or just more effective?
Yeah, from this last game, I think one of the things this past game was we weren't running north. We were running sideways. We missed some plays. Even on our second drive of the game, we had a 3rd and 3. And Cam Harris, if he just runs straight, he's going to give you a 1st and goal probably, and hopefully we got a chance to score on that drive. But we ended up going 4th down. They end up batting the ball down. We lose the whole drive on possessions. So we got to get back to going north. We didn't control the line of scrimmage this last game, so we got to get back and doing a better job of that and just run the football in particular. But I think the big thing was this past week in the bye week was again building and continuing to get better with our techniques and our fundamentals of blocking, of route running and route details, about our aiming points by our backs, our initial reads and keys, our quarterbacks, our drops, our eyes, our pocket posture, ball security, assault running. But I agree with Brevin. There were little things in there in the game that we could have cleaned up, but a lot of it was just catching the ball and running the ball and going north and not running sideways and being more physical at the point of attack and some of our run game stuff.
Coach, I want to ask you about the offensive line. Obviously, we saw Zion get beat those back-to-back sacks. What in particular does he maybe need to work on? The pass rush there, I was looking at some more experienced guys. That's hard. What does he need to do? And I guess have you guys experimented with anybody else at left tackle? In terms of maybe getting somebody out there to help.
Yeah, we did. We moved the guys all around last week. We had a lot of different combinations that we tried. Zion's doing a nice job. Being a left tackle, being 18, man, it's hard. You know what I mean? And a lot of places he might be on the scout team right now. Just getting big and figuring out how to go to class and everything. But he's not here, so he's not in that situation. But we think he's going to be a really good player. We think he's improving daily, and he's going to continue to improve daily. We have a lot of confidence in Zion. The big thing is he's gotten beat off the ball. You know what I mean? And so we have to help him maybe with cadence and snap counts and things like that to help him. But certainly when he's been in trouble this year, it's because he's been laid off the ball. To be quite honest with you, and really that's been about it. His techniques and fundamentals are getting better. He's gonna, again, he's a good player. We have a lot of confidence in Zion. But we kind of moved a lot of guys here, there, and everywhere this week. But we're pretty much back to where we were, and we feel really good about the 5 moving forward. And we're just going to keep coaching them to play hard, play with great effort and toughness, and get better every week.
I guess as a follow-up to that, sorry. Is it still the same 6 that have taken the primary, the most of the snaps? It's really basically the same 6 guys with John.
Yeah, the 5, John Campbell and Kai.
Right.
Yeah, and then also Oos, to a guard. There's been a rotation of 8 really, and all those guys. Again, it's a process. They're getting better. We used last week as a practice week. We went against our defense a lot of live, good on good work. Put these guys in some tough situations, and again, it's a process. They're gonna just continue to get better, and we got to build this offense from inside out. And, with those 8 guys, and I'm trying to think there's even one I'm missing. So there's a rotation there, but we think all the guys are getting better.
Dan, your 2 touchdown drives against Central Michigan were beginning of the game, then beginning of the second half. Obviously, I guess that's you can come in with a little more preparation, particularly at the beginning of the game. Do you feel like, that's just kind of going to be natural for a team that's young and a quarterback that's young, where you can really kind of like map out an entire first drive of the game that your offense should be able to kind of...
Well, against Bethune, we went 3 and out.
Yeah.
So I wish I could have a definite answer for you. I think all games are different. We went down the field our first drive and scored. Our second drive, we went right down the field again. And again, we had a 3rd down. We didn't run north. We slipped and tried to cut and missed on 4th down. And then we kind of lost our edge a little bit. From a mental standpoint, I think. And you have to give Central Michigan credit. They came in here very determined. They had a chip on their shoulder. They were obviously very embarrassed from their game at Wisconsin. Their staff did a tremendous job of getting them together for the next week against Akron. They played outstanding against Akron. They had 7 sacks, I think, in that game, 7 or 8 sacks. And we knew going into the game this was going to be a challenge for our front, and that their front 7 played extremely hard, and they did a nice job rushing the passer. So I don't have an answer for you other than the fact that we executed on those 2 drives better than we did any of the other drives. And then we had another drive. We ended up getting a holding call on 1st and goal, and again, those things will kill you.
Dan, a couple more questions for coaching. What are some ways that you can get Jeff Thomas more involved? And is that ever a thing where you target a guy like, let's work on getting him more involved, or do you just prioritize taking what the defense gives you?
Yeah, well, we're trying. We threw him a go ball. We handed him the ball on sweeps. We threw him the ball on screens. So we are getting him the ball. Some of that's on Jeff too. Jeff's got to make plays when he has an opportunity to make the play.
The last question for Coach.
Dan, this is your first go around with this team. Now you've got 4 games that are working bodies. How is that helping you? How is it changing the way you game plan? And do you feel like you have the right schemes and things like that for this group of personnel now that you have a body of work in games?
Yeah, absolutely. We think that these guys are really starting to understand it, you know, better and better the more we do it. And the bye week was really, again, good for us to do it. And I think the more reps our quarterbacks get, the better they're going to play. And again, I think the big thing is it's you know, plays don't work. There's really three reasons why. It's a mental error, it's a physical error, or it's a structural error. And to be quite honest with you, whenever there's a structural error, I kind of stand up here and tell you guys that was a structural error, and we got to clean up really the mental and the physical side of things. And again, that's what happens in offensive football. You know, you have 10 guys do what they're supposed to do, and one guy doesn't, the play's not going to be efficient. So again, it's an everyday coaching deal that we do. We're coaching them hard. We're getting them to play hard with great effort. That's the one thing that we need to make sure we do every play, every game, every rep, is that we play with tremendous effort and toughness, and then the plays and the schemes and all those things will take care of themselves. We just got to get guys to make routine plays right now. You know, back from last week that we didn't do in the couple games before that. When we were making routine plays, we were moving the ball much better.